Yesterday was the first day students at Algoma University could finally get their hands on the school's innovative experiential learning hub. The hub, which is located in the school's Convergence Center building, aims to help students earn an understanding for hands-on learning, particularly in the area of research and innovation. A news release indicated the key priority of the Office of Research and Innovation is to align research talent with the needs of the local community by facilitating collaborative research efforts between the university, government, and the private sector.
What the Office of Research does, it aligns the faculty talent with the needs of the community and brings the students into that mix. So we are facilitators, and we allow the students to have these opportunities, the faculty and the companies to better access grant opportunities, so external funding that comes to our community and allows our companies, our students and the university to move forward in terms of research and innovation. We know that Northern Ontario absolutely needs more companies to establish here, and the way to move companies forward is through added value, and that comes from a knowledge-based economy in
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says his government has contacted Chinese authorities about the detention of a sometime Canadian diplomat in China at a time of intensifying tensions between the two countries. Trudeau spoke briefly to reporters yesterday about the unexplained case of Michael Kovrig, an international affairs analyst who worked as a political lead for the Prime Minister's official visit to Hong Kong back in 2016 when he was posted there by the Canadian government. News of Kovrig's detention comes after China warned Canada of consequences for its recent arrest of Huawei Chief Financial Officer Meng Wanzhou at Vancouver's airport. So far, it's unclear whether there is any link between the two cases, though a former Canadian ambassador says he has little doubt of it. Guy Saint-Jacques, a career diplomat who was Canada's ambassador to China from 2012 to 2016, said it's pretty clear that China is trying to put as much pressure as possible on the Canadian government to force us to return Ms. Meng to China, and added, "I can tell you that based on my 13 years of experience in China, there are no coincidences." The Chinese government wanted to send us a message. Meanwhile, a Canadian court granted bail yesterday to that top Chinese executive arrested at the United States' request. Huawei CFO Meng Wanzhou is accused of selling equipment to Iran. She must stay in or around Vancouver. An extradition hearing could be her next legal step.
They actually granted bail. They gave Meng Wanzhou, they said she could be released on $10 million bail. The family have to put up $7 million, and they brought in 4 people from Vancouver who said they knew her, they were friends of hers, they lived on her street. That group of people between them are going to put up the other $3 million. So a $10 million bail. She will be under 24-hour, 24/7 surveillance by a private surveillance company. She will also be wearing a monitor, an ankle monitor, and she will be paying, or her family will be paying the cost for all that surveillance.
Open the door. Open the door. Why should people?
2 French police union officials say 4 people have died after a gunman started shooting near Strasbourg's Christmas market, and the suspect was wounded but is still at large. One of the officials, Stéphane Maurice from the FGP police union, told the Associated Press authorities went to the alleged assailant's residence earlier yesterday to arrest him, but the 29-year-old suspected of ties to radicalism wasn't there. Maurice says police found explosive materials at the home. Maurice also said that after the evening shooting, soldiers guarding the Christmas market shot and wounded the suspect before he escaped. Residents of Central Strasbourg described hearing a series of gunshots and screaming in the street during the attack. A terrorism investigation has been opened into yesterday's attack, which puts part of the city on lockdown. The Crown and defense have finished presenting evidence at the trial of Nelson Lugella, charged in the shooting death of Calgary Stampeder Millen Hicks. The Detroit native's mother says it is mind-boggling her son was killed in Canada.
Even to this day, I just don't understand how my son could live in a crime-ridden city. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trashing our city. We got some beautiful things, some beautiful people, but just like all places, you have your pockets and you have your people, all walks of life. But if Mylon was gonna get hurt, lose his life, I'd be the first to say it was where we lived, you know. It was in Detroit, in Michigan. I would be the first to say that. But Mylon came here, and I was so glad he was here. When he came out the bathroom one day, I was asking him, I asked him for something. He said, I'm not going to be here. I said, where are you going? He said, I'm going over to Canada. He says, my agent called. And I was like, good, Canada. And then the first thing came, safety. I even told my husband, I said, I'm so glad he's going over there, he's out of here. Safety, shared it with the world in the United States. Safety. And to get here and not last a year